Deadpool! Oh my gosh!
Think about what I'll get. My sister has it. Yes. It's you. I know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane.
Hello, Forrest.
You got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle, cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time.
I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish.
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, fun fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the dish. And we're going a little bit early today because T3PO ended a little bit early, and I just you know what, I'm here, I'm in the studio, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to roll, and so I'm like, you know what, let's just do it. I'll jump on it, and we can get business stuff out of the way first and say hi to everybody that's coming in. Now, of course, we're scheduled for 3:15, which means a lot of people may decide to, like, you know, come in a little bit later, and that's all good and well and fine because 3:15 technically is like 9 minutes away. So I had to look, I had to check. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in guests who are coming in from T3PO Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. Great show over there today, talking about one of my absolute all-time favorites, Roger Rabbit. One of my favorite movies, and also one of my favorite voices to do. I used to be so good at doing the Roger Rabbit voice, and I'm not as good anymore because of the I can't, the please thing is really, really hard. And I'll tell you why. It's because I'm missing a tooth. And I do it. See, it comes in on that side of my cheek. Please, it's the Toon Patrol. Hide me, Yeti. Please. So it's something that I have to really work hard on to get in there. That please thing, I can't remember the name of the guy that actually voiced Roger. What was that guy's name? I can see him, I can see his face in my mind, but I can't remember his name offhand. But it was really funny because that was something I learned, what, 30 years ago, however many years ago, more than 30 years ago, that Roger Rabbit came out. Excuse me. Okay, I'll just choke on the water here. My gosh. I sometimes forget that talking and drinking at the same time is not a great idea unless you're a practiced ventriloquist. But yeah, so I've been doing impersonations, voices, Kermit the Frog. Hey, this is Kermit the Frog reporting live. Other voices, since I was much younger, and Roger Rabbit was a voice I really wanted to learn when it first came out, and I could do all the stuff, like the love letter. So I wrote her a love letter. My dearest Jessica, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Anyway, I was learning how to do the voice, and I was going, please, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And it wasn't until I saw a behind the scenes of the guy that voiced Roger and how he did it with the cheek thing that I actually learned that that's how you do it. It's putting air over into your cheek. And it's much, much harder to do now that there's a tooth back here that doesn't exist. It's a blank spot. So, there you have it. There I am. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Welcome into Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish. I have some guests that are going to be here, but of course, the guests, they were not expected to show up until 3:15. So I'm expecting them to come in, hopefully, and make sure that I should probably check my messages because I don't have notifications on for my messages. Let me make sure that did you make sure she got the link. Okay. But yeah, they're planning on coming in a little bit later. In the meantime, I want to say hi to everybody that's here. This is the last day of the month. Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. We made it through August. So far, the hottest month of the year, disgustingly hot here in Florida. And every day for like the last couple weeks has been, it's not just been like rainy in the afternoon, but like bad rainy kind of throughout the day. It's been just kind of nasty, but anyway, thank you guys all for joining us for this very last The Dish of the month and on this last day of the month. And here we are, but yeah, you guys, as you know, you're my gigawatts. I'm not pro. He's got the gigawatts. I've got the Energon, and you give me the Energon to be here with you to do this.
Toast Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
Yes, indeed. So now it is time to transform and roll out. Let's say hi to everybody that's in the chat. My beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley Adventures. She's here. She's modifying for everybody. Thank you, baby. Love you. She's in the next room over, so she's pretty close by. I need to maybe teach you how to produce, or actually, there's things that I need to figure out about how to produce. I need to get with Vash on that, because there are elements of the show that I want to learn how to do. That there's a lot of things. Even though I've been doing like The Dish for a year, was the daily dish in the mornings, and I moved it now to the afternoon and evening. There is so much that I have to learn about how to do podcasts, live streams, panel discussions, all of that. And it's not easy. So, but I'm learning from the best. I'm really, really grateful to WDW Pro, Jonas J. Campbell, Vash Sky, everybody, Marvin, the Movie Monster Montanero, everybody at the That Park Place Network, Culture Casino, Lorena. There's so many people that I'm learning from who have welcomed me into the fold, so to speak, and I'm super, super grateful for all of their help. Jay, Drunk 3PO, God, what an awesome guy he is. And there's just lots and lots of names to mention. So just tons, guys. Anyway, my beautiful wife says, happy Sunday to everybody with all the hearts. My mom is here. Kathleen Fantazi says, good afternoon, everyone. Say hi to mom. And my beautiful wife says hi to her mother-in-law. And Linda's here. Linda F. or Linda Burns or Linda, yeah, or Linda Magnify. Tom is here saying that he with the wrenching with the blue wrench. Sarah is here. Hello, Sarah. Rust G4Y. I don't know what the G4Y is, but we have to go. We're having to go with the names. I like the channel names. I think they're easier to deal with, but here we are. Linda says, let's dish. And I see that Kaladin 910 is here. Says, good evening to you all. Kaladin coming into us, I believe, from across the pond. Oh, baby, why'd you put donuts in front of me? I'm trying to diet, and I want a donut. I just ate mashed potatoes. This is not a diet food. Mashed potatoes and Cheez-Its. Oh, good luck. Yeah. That's what I do. Let's see. Linda and Tom and Kaladin and Sarah. TBB coach is me. I should change that. There's not even a TBB anymore. That doesn't even exist. Yes, Germany. Not so far away from Erica. Where's Erica? Oh, I don't know what she's up to today, but she's going to be here. Anyway, I do want to let you guys know that we do have something going on. Where's the share? They keep changing elements of StreamYard. But anyway, let me put this on the screen for you all to see. There we go. So we've got a Labor Day weekend sale going on at Follow the Bradley's Fun Spread Shop. So I will put that link in the chat for you guys. But I believe it is 20% off of everything right now. So here in our Follow the Bradley's Fun shop, spread shop, Follow the Bradley's Fun spread shop. There's the coffee mugs. There's the adjustable aprons and bags and hats and t-shirts with all of the family logo stuff on it. Then we've got the dish. And you can see what the dish logo looks like. Anyway, everything is 20% off and it expires today. So if you purchase anything from the spread shop, let us know in the chat so that we can acknowledge that with a celebration, because any support that we get from you guys, we are super, super grateful for. You guys allow us the opportunity to be here and be with you, and we are so thankful, and we love to celebrate that. And then, of course, we also have the Make Disney Walt Again. People seem to like this. Still for sale, 20% off right now on any of that. But check out the spread shop. There's a lot of stuff in the spread shop. There's the link right there. Go check that out if you get a chance. And we will celebrate you if you purchase anything. But you have to let me know in the chat if you do purchase something. Otherwise, I won't know, because I don't really get a notification for that during the show. Anyhow, okay, so said hi to everybody. There's that. Now, we want to talk about our celebrations. Anytime we get any support from you, whether it's buying something from the spread shop, like I just said, or whether that is somebody becomes a member of the channel, or gifts, memberships to other people, or has a member milestone, chat, a super chat, super thanks, super sticker, PayPal, buy me a coffee, any of that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't even have those links up. But any of that support from anybody out there. And yes, we will absolutely celebrate that. And how do we celebrate that? Well, before we do celebrate, we want you to celebrate with us. So whenever we're celebrating, we have custom emojis. If you're a member of the channel, if you're not a member of the channel, you can use the fireworks emojis, dance emojis, any kind of emojis you want to. And we absolutely, we want you to celebrate with us. We're going to practice now. So get those emojis ready to go. This is what a celebration is going to look like. Something like this.
Is it too much? Too much? It's the perfect!
Oh, this is just the best of us see. Just Hearts Theme Parks. Speaking of, good day to you. Speaking of Just Hearts Theme Parks, I believe we may.
Afternoon, everybody.
Norm doesn't sound anything like Jess.
No.
Yes.
Hey there. I don't
How's
know
it
why
going,
it's
Jess?
double posting all of my things in the chat, at least on my end. Are you seeing them, guys?
Yeah. It's, I don't know.
I promise I'm not typing
Maybe
them
they're
twice.
going to two different. Well, Tom's got his stream up, so it might be going to both streams, and that's why it's coming up as double. So, and Tom, as a matter of fact, I got to look. I'm hearing that knock on the door right now.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me, it's Marty.
No, it can't be you! I sent you back to the future!
Hey, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening! You can't be here! It doesn't make sense for you to be here! I refuse to even believe that you are here!
I refuse, and yet there he is. Hello.
Howdy.
Okay. I can hear you. But
Howdy.
There's the microphone. That's better. How's it going, Tom?
It's going. How's everybody doing? Hi, Jess.
We are here. Before the show, I was trying to get your X link to work, and when I started, it said this link did not work. So I don't know why. But the X link didn't work. I can't get my own X link to work from StreamYard either. So I'm never ever able to stream there, and I don't know why. What is the wheel behind you, Jess?
That is the giant wheel at Cedar Point.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how big that is compared to the one at Six Flags in St. Louis. That was a pretty big Ferris wheel when they put it in, and it's got pretty big gondolas. Nothing like the giant wheel on I-4, the Orlando Eye, which I haven't been in. I don't know if baby, you can let us know in the chat if that's something you do or do not want to do. Do you want to go on the Orlando Eye? It's a 45-minute journey around one time. My understanding is you just have you been on it, Tom?
I don't think so.
The Orlando Eye? No.
I want to go. It looks really cool. Just haven't cut out the time for it yet.
Well, yeah, it's one particular cost, and there's also some type of a package, maybe with like a drink or a champagne package. If you want to enjoy that, I think you can. I've been to Madame Tussauds and I've been to the aquarium there, but I have not been on the Eye. I can't even believe that the Eye has been around for as long as it has already, because I remember driving for Uber in 2016, and the Eye had already been there, I guess, 2-3 years by that.
Really?
And
wow.
And I would, as an Uber driver, I had the opportunity to go for free. Like that was one of the, it was like a connect. I don't know why, but they, that's why I went into Madame Tussauds. I got a free entrance to there, and I got free entrance to the aquarium, and I got free entrance to the eye. I just never went, hey, Go and Shogi just popped in. What is up, Go and Shogi? We started a little bit early because Hollywood Backlot with Lou and You ended a little bit early. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. So I just went ahead and started. So you're not late. If in case anybody's coming in now, nobody's late. We're all good. 150-foot Ferris wheel at Six Flags, 136 at Cedar Point. So there you go. My mom chimed in with that. All I remember is that when I did the spiel on the train for Six Flags, which is not something I did very often, I got trained on it, and I only did it like 2 or 3 times during the year for fun. Like 2 or 3 days when I was on the train, I was there for an 8-hour shift, but I only did like 2, 3, 4 of those 8-hour shifts throughout the year. Anyhow, I do remember that we always had to talk about it because I think the wheel was introduced by Ferris at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis.
Okay.
So that is my understanding. The other thing that was invented at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, the ice cream cone. How many people know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, that's where the waffle cone was invented. The ice cream vendor ran out of bowls, and the waffle vendor was right next to him, and he's like, I don't have anything to put the ice cream in. He goes, well, here, let's see if this works. And they folded up a waffle into a cone, and they started putting the ice cream in there. And he's like, well, maybe if I make the waffles this way, I can like seal it. And the ice cream cone was invented.
Wow. Delicious history.
Waffles and ice cream sounds good. I'll see you all later.
Yeah. Now, I could be wrong about that, but that's the story as it was given to me because I spieled it on the train when we would pass the ice cream shop, and I would talk about it, the Ferris wheel, and then all that other stuff. So, yeah, that was those were good times. What was I, not 20 years old when I worked there? So that was 33 summers ago. Why did the decades just go by so? But what were you, like, not born yet, Jess?
Sorry.
Oh, little baby Jess. Oh, very cool. And that's why I like having you on the panel, because you're our youth representation.
I like that because at work I used to be, and now I'm like middle of the pack. So
yeah, you're
young
like,
again.
You're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're my kids' my oldest stepkids generation. I have
beard hair older than her.
Yeah. Let's not talk about our body hair.
I was born in 80.
This is very nice.
Is 87 millennial?
It is, yeah. Yep.
What's the first year for that?
A few years ahead of me.
Really?
Yeah, I think like 81 or 82.
You're as old as my daughters, Jess.
So
yeah.
So is millennial the generation right after me? I guess it is.
Yeah, it should be Gen X and then millennial.
And then Gen Z.
Yep.
And then LGBT. No, wait, that's
seems to be how it works.
Jessica Lynn, Original Studios. How you doing? Happy Sunday, everyone. She's popped in here. Thank you so much for being here today. And Jess, you are actually correct. I just I only started early because of the show ending. T through PO. I'm like, I'm in the studio, so I'll just go ahead and start and riff. Know what they call it? Riffing, Tom?
I think so.
BSing, riffing.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things to talk about on the show today. Oh my gosh. There's so much news that is coming out of D23. So we'll we'll start there. This is kind of the headline story, and we'll go from there. Yeah. All right, so we'll get this on the screen.
Dope.
This is what's that?
That was new.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
So we will get this on the screen, and this is out of Walt Disney. Actually, yeah, this is out of the Disney Parks blog. So this is from Disney themselves, and we're going to see what they have to say about the Carousel of Progress, Walt Disney Audio Animatronics figure coming to the Carousel of Progress. Yes, even though it didn't work so well at Disneyland, they are doubling down on the audio animatronics. It doesn't surprise me because if they're going to do it at one coast, they would probably do it another. And they're putting them in the Carousel of Progress. So this is their introductory picture. This is like a GIF, so that's why you're seeing it animate that way. And I'm assuming that what he's going to do is introduce the show. It seems like this is contributed by Peyton Schultze, Associate and Editorial Communications. Says here, and this is directly from Disney themselves, so this is how they themselves are wording it. Following a dream with mind and heart. That's part of the Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow song, right? Following a dream with mind and heart against all odds, Walt Disney revealed Disneyland to the world on July 17th, 1955, changing the future of entertainment as we know it and cementing a transformative legacy that continues to inspire millions around the world today. That same vision continues to push for ongoing innovation across Disney parks in the present and future, just as it has over the past 70 years. In an exciting announcement on stage during the, quote, Creating the Happiest Place on Earth, end quote, panel at Destination D23, Walt Disney Imagineer Chris Beatty revealed that you will soon be able to see Walt Disney through the magic of audio animatronics technology in Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney Resort. Quote, we are grateful to the Walt Disney Company and Walt Disney Imagineering for their continued collaboration and ongoing partnership with the Walt Disney Family Museum. The introduction of a new audio animatronics figure of Walt Disney in Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress marks an exciting milestone in our shared mission to celebrate the story of the man behind the magic and inspire new generations with his innovations and vision of the future. We appreciate the continued efforts and the meticulous care that Imagineering has taken to keep Walt's legacy alive. Kirsten Komorowski, Executive Director of the Walt Disney Family Museum, said. Which is interesting since Walt Disney himself specifically said that he never wanted an animatronic of himself to ever be built. So, yes, it goes against his own personal wishes. And the figure, and I want to say that one of the biggest reasons is because of the way the figure has been working, or rather not working properly at Disneyland. First, the figure didn't exactly look like Walt at Disneyland. I like to go and Shogi says, the illustration of Walt looks so confused. Yeah, Walt's like, why am I an animatronic? What am I doing here? I wasn't supposed to be part of this. That's pretty funny. Though, one thing I have to say about this personally is that the show in Disneyland being Walt presented the way he's being presented makes a little bit less sense than actually in the Carousel of Progress, because I think that if Walt would have been maybe okay with his figure being somewhere, it would be in the Carousel of Progress. I hope that they control it, though, so that if there's any issue whatsoever with the Walt Disney animatronic figure at Carousel of Progress, the lights will black out over him, and the audience lights will come on, and the curtains will close on him, and they say, "Well, we're so sorry, folks. We've hit technical difficulties," and that would be fine. But we've seen what happens. As a matter of fact, it's in my intro to the show. What happens with the Walt figure over there at Disneyland when it doesn't work? It just kind of cut out, and the lights sort of like dim, but like you can see, it's like a weird situation. He's been stopped. He's been bent over. He's been. Hopefully they've fixed all that, but I don't think Walt would want himself to be viewed in that way. Going Shogi says, and this is the Disneyland show, I believe, that show is boring. Moments with Mr. Lincoln was much better. And I've heard that too. There's some strange things, but this will be interesting because I think it's going to be a very, very quick introduction. I don't think it's going to be a long segment of the Carousel of Progress show. But here's what they say is happening with it. Walt's ongoing impact on the Carousel of Progress. See, I know that like this was, I believe, introduced to the World's Fair. It says right here, Walt's own idea from the beginning to end, the Carousel of Progress made its debut at the New York World's Fair in 1964. So this is all Walt. Like Carousel of Progress.
My mom was actually there
at the World's Fair.
Oh wow!
Yep, she's seen that first. Yeah,
very cool. Yeah. And I think Small World was actually introduced there as well.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was an immediate smash hit for millions of people visiting from around the world. Since then, the show has had more performances than any other stage show in the history of American theater and has found a comfortable home as a tribute to the original version of the show inside of the Magic Kingdom since 1975. So the one that we have at the Magic Kingdom, while it's been updated, has been there since 75. That's 50 years. Progress and innovation were two of Walt's cornerstone passions. That's true, which is evident in the show today as when it first debuted. Before you follow an American family and Rover over 4 generations of progress as technology transforms their lives and paves the way for once unimaginable innovations, you'll be able to catch a brand new introductory scene and hear from the legendary man who never stood in the way of progress, Walt Disney. Now, it's interesting. I'm trying to think back to the last time I was at the show. Tom, you may remember. Doesn't the show begin with just like a closed curtain? It doesn't open, and then the audience rotates to the first scene, right? So yeah. I'm assuming that this is going to be put in that place where you just have a curtain in front of you. So they'll probably have, maybe there's always been something behind that curtain and we just haven't seen it. I don't know. There's also still plenty of additional details to be revealed, including what John, Sarah, and the rest of the family are up to. Disney Imagineers love this attraction, and the heart of it will stay the same while introducing the Carousel of Progress to an entirely new generation of fans, showing them that a great, big, beautiful tomorrow is just a dream away. It is absolutely one of my favorite songs, from all of the Disney parks. Jess, what do you think about a Walt animatronic coming to the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, I mean, based on what we've seen from Disneyland, it just opens up the opportunity for something kind of disrespectful to happen. I mean, you don't want anyone to be laughing at the man who founded the company. And I think that that's happened, with some of the down times that they've had now when the animatronic malfunctions. Part of me wishes that they would have added this scene, but used like video or something instead of adding an animatronic. You kind of get into that uncanny valley concept where it's like close enough to not quite be real, but real enough to be creepy. And you don't want to think of Walt that way.
I have heard there's some speculation that they are going to pay much more attention to the face on this one because they don't want it to look like the Mr. Pillow guy, the My Pillow guy. Tom, you probably won't even see the show, will you?
Nope. Unless you're filming it, I'm not going to go there and see it.
Yeah, that's what
I'm protesting them. Sorry.
No, hey, I understand. It's a lot of people aren't super happy with Disney. Funny thing is, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. I was looking today on the My Disney Experience app, and half the rides were closed down this morning in the Magic Kingdom. And I
Not
don't know
many
if
to
this,
begin with.
well, I don't know if there was like that's carryover from the other day, but I was like really surprised because I was like looking down the list. Okay, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was close. And I'm like, is this a carryover from what happened on Friday or what? Oh, got that. Cool. But yeah, it was surprising when I saw that. I was talking to my mom about it. She's in the chat, and it's just weird to see the Magic Kingdom. Half the rides are down. You pay a certain amount of money to get in there, and you pay a certain amount of money for lighting. I don't know how many, like the percentage of people that are paying for the Lightning Lane Premier Pass or Premium Pass, whatever that's called. Was it Premier or Premium? Anyway, whatever it is, it's an upcharge as much as $400 per person so that you can go on every single ride without having to pre-program it. What's up, Jer? And I can't even imagine paying for that and then having so many things that you can't enjoy. Like, what if you pay for that with the whole idea is that, hey, I could probably get on everything and get in and out of here by 2:00. Like that made that
guarantee you there was a long line at guest relations.
Yeah,
looking for refunds.
I don't understand what they're doing over there at Disney in so many ways. So I get I kind of understand that Imagineers think that, like, in the younger minds of people might just be thinking, hey, this is cool. It's technology. It's going to honor Walt. This will be cool. But I don't like, I think that all of you have to notice that there wasn't a Walt Disney animatronic before this current generation of Imagineers. And I think there's a reason for that. It's because the other Imagineers knew Walt personally, and they either had to retire or die off or whatever before the current crop of Imagineers who don't really understand. They understand the technology, but they don't necessarily understand the whole spirit of Imagineering and what it's about. And if they did, I don't think they would. I don't think that they would necessarily do this. But I know that a lot of fans are going to be excited to have an opening scene with Walt Disney in the Carousel of Progress. The one thing that I would say is that I do feel like if you're going to put Walt anywhere in Walt Disney World, as far as an animatronic, Carousel of Progress is probably the one place that it would be at least somewhat appropriate because it was a Walt Disney created thing about progress, right? So the whole idea is, okay, well, they're progressing now with an animatronic of Walt. I just hope that he never loses his hand, because I know that the show has gone on with the main animatronic losing his hand before and all kinds of other issues. So please, Imagineers and maintenance people and everybody else, make sure that all the maintenance is kept up on that attraction when it opens up. We have a story about this out of that parkplace.com. I'm going to get that on the screen right now. Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress to receive controversial Walt Disney animatronic figure. Yes, indeed. It's definitely created some controversy for sure. This is by our good friend Marvin Montanaro. There is the spec drawing that we just saw. And as we take a look at the drawing, you can see that he's in an office where on the drawing board is Progress City. Progress City was the city at the center of Epcot, what for Walt was going to be the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. So I'm assuming that must be what he's talking about here is, I mean, if he's got the toucan from Tiki Room, he's got Mr. Lincoln's head behind him. And then over to the right, that is from the Small World that was at the World's Fair. So maybe it's something where he's they're putting them at the World's Fair. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but just trying to speculate from the art that I see there. You notice anything in particular about it, Tom or Jess, looking at the artwork?
No, I think you're spot on. I mean, it looks like the presentations that we would see where he would speak, on TV about whatever was going on at the company, which I do like that idea. I just really hope that they go all out to make sure that this works really well from the beginning.
Yes, and I also noticed that they gave him color as far as the blue cardigan. I think that's important.
Very Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, he does. He looks very Mr. Rogers, and the other animatronic figure, they've got him all in gray. It looks so drab, so black and white.
Yeah.
I just hope it comes off well and doesn't come off creepy, because the other animatronic figure, the one at Disneyland, kind of gives me the creepy vibe when I watch it. Disney has announced a major update to one of its most historic attractions. By the way, I honestly, when I first saw this coming out, I'm like, oh, somebody's trolling. Did anybody else think that? Like, I saw the initial post on X. I literally thought, oh, this is seriously, somebody's trolling because of how bad the figure is at Disneyland, right? And I'm like, there's no way.
As soon as I saw it, I sent it to you because I was like, oh no.
Like they're not doing this. This isn't real. They're just faking it because the Disneyland got so much backlash. My first thought was
they seen the Cracker Barrel debacle and said, "Here, hold my beer."
Exactly. That's literally what I was thinking about, was all the fake Cracker Barrel logos that were popping up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I bet somebody just was like trolling based on the fake Cracker Barrel logos, and they put up the fake animatronic. And I'm like, when I dug deeper and found out this was actually real and going to happen, I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And there's a weird thing when I see the certain crowd that gets excited about this stuff coming, and they act excited about anything that Disney is going to do. And I'm like, I used to be that way. I really did. But, going back to 2015, but with what Disney's done over the last decade, I'm so apprehensive now.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the company or Imagineering to pull anything off correctly anymore. And I wish I could. I will say this. There's a couple things that I like that they've done in the last decade. I like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I think it's phenomenal, and I think it was a good replacement, mostly because it got rid of Ellen DeGeneres. so Tom's like, yeah. So I was pretty happy to see Ellen DeGeneres go the way of the dinosaur, so to speak. But other things that they've done are just like that one, and the lights on Spaceship Earth, the beacons of magic.
Mm-hmm.
I love the beacons of magic, and I like that they made the entryway to Epcot, the entry plaza. They redid it so that it was like the original entry plaza. So they actually went back to the original on that, put the old fountain in, got rid of the monoliths, and then kept everybody's name on the monoliths outside. I thought they did a good job with keeping that, so that those people that bought those memories can still go check them out. That's a really neat thing that they did. But like, once you get past Spaceship Earth, the quad, the college quad, I'm like, no, it's this area that's supposed to be a theme park, and it's just boring. If they had, if they did what Epic did and had some type of water or streams, even what Disney Springs has, if they even had that, it would be something in there that is kinetic and lively and motion and movement. And instead, it's just like, like Lonely Walt statue. That's all you got, and it's kind of sad. It's a pretty big, you talk about wasted space. It's a pretty big wasted space, and
that's a big footprint.
Yeah, and it's not like Rivers of America. Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island had historical significance to it, and there's really nothing like that at in the center of Epcot, where at least put a fountain in, or maybe some shade, some type of enclosure. I mean, the fact that all of the Communicore stuff is just completely gone, like talking about the interventions stuff. Anyway, so my point is, with all that, I've lost a lot of faith in what the company is going to do going forward. So here we are with the announcement. Disney has announced a major update to one of its most historic attractions, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom, with the controversial Walt Animatronic that has been making headlines in California. The company confirmed that a new audio animatronic figure of Walt Disney will soon appear in the attraction's opening scene. The decision comes nearly a month and a half after Disneyland unveiled the same animatronic in Walt Disney A Magical Life, where its rollout and reception has been anything but smooth. Disneyland's Rocky experiment on July 17th, which I believe, which was that, the 70th anniversary? Yeah, 70th anniversary of Disneyland opening. Disneyland debuted its new show, Walt Disney A Magical Life, featuring the first ever animatronic likeness of the of Walt Disney. What was supposed to be a heartfelt tribute quickly became one of the most polarizing additions in years. While Imagineers touted it as their most advanced figure yet, the rollout was plagued by embarrassing malfunctions and criticisms that the figure looks nothing like Walt Disney. Videos circulated of the animatronic freezing mid-performance, curtains closing to cover the error, guests leaving visibly frustrated. Even more damaging were the words of Walt's own family. Joanna Miller, Walt's granddaughter, blasted the creation as dehumanizing, saying she cried upon seeing it. Like, not the good cry like I miss you, but like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing type of cry. Yeah. He emphasized her grandfather never wanted to be remembered as a robot and accused Disney of reducing him to something cold and artificial. It's not him, she said flatly in interviews. Other family members disagreed, but Miller's criticism cast a long shadow over the project. So, even among the family, there's disagreement. But look at that face. That doesn't look like the wall. It's just off. It's the uncanny valley thing, Fans, too, were split. Some praised the technology, while others questioned whether Disney should have waited until the figure looked and moved more convincingly, which is what I at least hope they do at the Magic Kingdom. The result was an attraction drawing little in the way of crowds, with many choosing to skip it altogether after the initial hype fizzled. So we look at that, and we do see from, I know Vash Sky has reported this, that the crowds, just not as much interest as the company probably would have thought. But that doesn't surprise me because of Lonely Walt. So Dreamer's Point at Epcot was supposed to be a huge deal. And they expected for years crowds to be surrounding that. Sometimes they do have a PhotoPass photographer there, but there's not really a line. Like in the beginning, there was a line to see it that, you'd have to wait 15, 20 minutes. It's never been more than that. Like I've waited to get my picture there at the height of its interest, and it was only 15 to 20 minutes. Now people just walk. It's like, you got to, most of the time you got to take your own picture, because most of the time now there's not a PhotoPass photographer at that particular location. Funny thing is there's one down from that, but it's weird. But the Carousel of Progress is a new test case. Now the company is preparing to transplant the same animatronic figure into Carousel of Progress at Walt Disney World, according to Disney's official announcement at Destination D23 on August the 30th. The animatronic will be featured in the attraction's opening scene. Well, the company says it's a way to share Walt's vision with a new generation. Longtime fans are wondering whether this addition could disrupt the charm of one of Walt's final personal projects. And there is that like opening curtain that I was talking about before. So that's the first thing that you see when you sit down. It's just kind of like that. And that doesn't open it, like the audience moves to the next thing. When was the last time you were at? Yeah, well, exactly. It is interesting, because I used to think that it was the stage that's moving, but it's not. It's actually the audience that's actually moving. You're moving around the stage. So which I guess that makes sense because on the outside you're waiting at an entrance, and technically that entrance has to come to you for you to enter to go in there. Exit one place, enter another. It's going to be an interesting thing. I'm very interested to see what if they pull it off, and I'm also interested to see if they update the last scene, which is supposed to be the future, and currently kind of looks like it's a little bit in the past.
Are they going to put Bob with 3 showers with the Miss Piggy statue?
Oh no!
Where I went.
That's that is a whole different carousel ride, I think.
One that I don't want to get on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Jess. It's called 3 showers with Bob instead of.
You can put that at Halloween Horror Nights.
In my bank account.
That's
writing on my money every day.
You will have nightmares, adventures afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so Bob Iger is the most overpaid CEO in the history of CEOs.
Yep.
When was the last time you were there, Jess?
2023. Everett and I went just for one day. We were down in Florida visiting my parents. They were snowbirds at the time, and we saved our pennies and went to Magic Kingdom for one day. And actually rode Carousel of Progress because he thinks it's the best ride ever. My thought though, so seeing the animatronic at Disneyland, I know artwork is not necessarily going to be factual every time, but doesn't he look a little bit younger to you in the artwork for the Disney World version?
He does.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that they're going to present him as looking a little bit younger.
Yeah.
More. I think they're going to present him looking like he was at hopefully the height of when he was on TV in the 1960s, right? Just prior to the introduction of the World's Fair stuff.
Yeah, and to go on Shogi's point, hopefully not chunky like he looks. They made him significantly heavier than he ever was in that Disneyland one.
Whoa,
like chungus. That's a new word for me. I like that.
Do I have a chungus face?
What's chungus?
I feel like I have a chungus face.
Look that up on Google. Did he make up a word?
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Walt, I am your replacement. No. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, so yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting thing to see. I know there's been a whole bunch of other announcements coming out of D23 as well. But they didn't even go so far as to have a park specific panel. So I don't really know what panel that kind of came out of. I have acquaintances that are there, and some people are live streaming the event. And it's, by the way, it's not D23, it's Destination D23, which is the off year thing, and they're holding it here. It's at the Contemporary Resort.
You didn't go to it one?
I honestly didn't have that much of a desire. I probably would have thought about going to it this year if there had been a parks panel announced, but and it's like, it's really like, I used to be such a fan that I would want to go to this. I'm pretty sure I am a free member of D23. There's like free levels and then paid levels and gold membership and other things. But as much as I want to be that pixie dust cupcake fan of Disney, I can't do it right now. It's so hard. And I don't want to show up to the event and like everybody else around me is a cupcaker. I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to cheer it on. I'm going to be, like I would feel almost like I have to pretend.
You can be like me?
Yeah. I'm like, and I just.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. I've been in those rooms before, the ones that they're in. When I worked for DVC, we had a lot of presentations back then. DVC. Tell you what, one thing about working for DVC is that is the cush job. Like, I don't know how it is now, but when I worked for DVC, again, I was there over 10 years ago, 2014 and 2016. So we're looking at a decade back.
I remember you now. You tried to sell me on that damn timeshare.
I probably did.
My God.
It's very likely.
I gotta leave. I never got my free cookie, man. What's up with
Well,
that?
I'm sure you got a free cookie. I used to hand them out all the time. A free ice cream. Like that was a huge perk of the job. Anytime we wanted free ice cream, we could go get it really easily.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because there's an ice cream parlor at the end of the DVC tour in Saratoga Springs. So when you go on the tour, you would end up at the ice cream parlor. You get free ice cream whether you bought it or not. It didn't matter. I can't remember the name of the lady that worked there. She's super nice. Last time I saw her, she was working at Coral, whatever the fish restaurant, Coral Reef. Anyway, anyhow, it was good back then. Like life as a Disney cast member, especially in DVC, was very, very good back then. And there were a ton of like perks, and there was food all the time. And then we had quarterly awards, and there was tons of food at the quarterly awards. But then because we were roving cast members, because we like got to go to every resort and every park, whenever the resorts were doing resort specific things and we happened to be there for that, we would go to their party too. It's like Disney spent a lot on the cast members back then. They don't do that anymore from what I understand. I have heard things that they don't have those type of expenditures that they used to.
That's too bad.
So it's here I am on YouTube. What are you gonna do? Anyhow, as far as the Walt Animatronic is concerned, I hope they get it right, because nobody's gonna be able to stop them from doing it. So if they are going to do it and go through with it, guys, get it right this time. Make sure it works. Make sure it looks like Walt. And dear God, I hope there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Right now, when you look at the drained rivers of America, it sure doesn't feel like that. That's for sure.
Pretty sad looking.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find. Well, before we go on to another story, I want to let people know we are willing to celebrate. If we see, I haven't seen any supers or members, anything like that in the chat yet. Reminder: there is a 20% off discount at Follow Bradley's Fun Spread Shop right now. It's the Labor Day sale, 20% off across the board on everything. And if we do get a super chat or super sticker, super things, anything like that, member, any of those drops, we will celebrate. Be ready to celebrate with us. We might even celebrate with our good friend, Culture Bear. And now it's time to hit that sizzle. Just kidding, Tom. Just kidding, Tom. I don't even have summer sizzle in here. I don't have it. Thank you for everyone celebrating the Culture Bear.
I'll hit him with the open end side if he plays the sizzle.
Uh-oh.
I don't have the sizzle. I don't have anything from Pedro Pascal or Western Sizzlin'.
You have it in the beginning of your show.
Yes, but I have it with the caveat that they're saying no to that. Okay, that's the whole point. No. Anyhow, where was I? I gotta look up another story. There were other things I wanted to get to today. By the way, you can check out all these articles on thatparkplace.com. Yes. We're going to get this one on the screen. This is going to be of interest to people that are coming here, and especially our Halloween Horror Nights fans. This stream, by the way, is going to redirect to a stream. We're probably going to end a little bit earlier. Well, maybe a lot earlier. But anyway, this is going to redirect to Valiant Renegade, but then he's not until 6 o'clock. And there may be, and I think, okay, Lorena's got her stream at what, 8 Is it 8 or 8:30? Or is she doing Florida tonight?
No,
She's
she's
not
not
doing-
doing Florida. She's doing a gaming stream tonight.
She's doing a gaming stream. So she's
I'm
not doing
let
Florida.
me see if I can find it.
And then also,
I thought it was 8 something though.
our friends over at Park Hoppin' might be live at HHN tonight. But
But or last night too.
they were.
The
Weather was so bad. I haven't gone out a lot yet because or lately because the weather's been just rotten. It's been
going
raining
into
all
this-
the time.
Yeah.
I don't really do rain. I did it that one time and we
You
got
melt.
sick.
I know.
You know, so I mean,
You
when I
pop
did,
and sizzle every time it goes off. Try to be like Pedro.
yeah. This go and Shogi, the largest. That's funny. Sorry, I'm just looking at these things on the side. Universal Parks introduces Halloween Horror Nights Dining Pass. Now, I haven't seen this before. I've never. I don't know if they've ever done this before. This is by our good friend Cham Lee out of thatparkplace.com. Universal Parks has announced the launch of a new dining option tied to its annual Halloween Horror Nights event. The newly introduced Halloween Horror Nights Dining Pass offers guests a prepaid meal package designed to enhance their food experience during the event. The Dining Pass includes 2 eligible entree items and 4 eligible side, snack, dessert, or beverage items at Halloween Horror Nights. Guests purchasing the pass will have access to a selection of themed menu options that align with the event for the year. And there is a picture of the pass. 2025 Halloween Horror Nights Dining Pass. This is out of Instagram. It says, feed your fear with a Halloween Horror Nights Dining Pass. Dining Pass includes 2 eligible entree items and other food that I just mentioned earlier. Restrictions apply. Of course, restrictions apply always. According to Universal Parks announcement, the Dining Pass is intended to provide guests with a convenient dining solution while attending the event. The pass allows for multiple food and drink items over the course of the visit, giving attendees flexibility in their dining choices. If you're wondering what Halloween Horror Nights is, for those of you that don't know, it's a seasonal event held annually at the Universal Studios theme parks. The event features themed haunted houses. I believe there's like 9 or 10 of them. Scare zones, live entertainment centered on horror and suspense motifs. Each year, the event presents new themes and experiences based on popular horror films, television series, and original concepts. Although, because they don't have the license for it, they cannot show us the absolute scariest things. They're not allowed to bring Bob Iger or Kathleen Kennedy over to Universal Parks.
Darn.
I know. I mean, that would
Happy about that.
scare the heck out of me, though. I mean, you're talking about horror.
Could you just picture going around a corner and going, "Hi, I'm Bob Iger." Oh, shit.
Not great, Bob.
3 showers.
Halloween Horror Nights typically runs from early fall through early November at Universal Studios locations in Orlando, Florida, and Hollywood, California. The event is known for its immersive environment and large-scale production value, attracting visitors who enjoy seasonal horror-themed entertainment. Food and beverage offerings at Halloween Horror Nights traditionally include themed snacks and specialty drinks that tie into the event's overall atmosphere. The introduction of the Dining Pass for Halloween Horror Nights follows a broader trend among theme parks to offer prepaid dining packages that simplify meal planning and budgeting for visitors. The Dining Pass is part of Universal Parks' ongoing efforts to enhance the guest experience by integrating food service options with their entertainment offerings. Prepaid dining packages have been offered previously at Universal theme parks, providing an option to streamline food purchases during busy events. They're doing something similar, of course, at not for the Horror Nights, but at the Epcot Food and Wine. You can do a dining package that allows you special entry.
SeaWorld has a card you would get. You'd get a pass holder card, and you'd get like 12 samples or whatever. They do it they do it on all the events.
Oops, not that this one. Tom, I have a question for you. Were you a pass holder? Were you a SeaWorld pass holder in 2016?
I have to remember.
Okay. They did something that year that was out of the ordinary. I think they actually ended up doing it 2 years in a row. I don't know if it was 2015, 2016, or 2016, 2017. I think they only did it for 2 years in a row because they lost so much money on it. They did an all-year dining package available for pass holders. It was $90.
I remember that.
Oh, wow.
For the year. And you could, any day of the year that you could use your pass, you could go in and get one meal at any one of the quick service locations for the day. I took advantage of that thing. So that was also the year I was an Uber driver. So since I was out and about, if I was ever, anytime I was in the area by SeaWorld, I'm like, oh, going to get my meal. And I'm sure that I used that thing more than enough to get my money's worth out of it. Probably got $300 or $400 worth of meals that year. It was, but I've always enjoyed my SeaWorld.
I don't think in 2016. No, I don't think we were there.
Yeah.
Linda's saying it even in chat we weren't.
Yeah. But I've had my pass since 2009, and I'm grandfathered into the monthly price that I pay for, all three of our family members, 2 parks.
Too bad you couldn't get grandfathered in on that food deal.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. But at the time, it was just after Blackfish came out, and so they were really having a struggle getting people going to the park, and that I am not a fan of that documentary because that documentary had so many falsehoods in it that I personally knew, because I knew some of the people that got interviewed and stuff, and how they twisted the actual interview to edit it in such a way that it looked a certain way. Oh my gosh, I was so annoyed by that thing. Because at the time I was working at Gatorland prior to 2016. I think I worked at Gatorland all the way up till 2014, 2009, 2014. And I had a lot of friends that, knew everybody that worked over at SeaWorld, gator trainers, sea trainers, animal people, all one community sort of thing. And they weren't happy with that either. Yes, it was an insane deal.
That thing's still out there too. People still watch it and try to bring it up.
I know, and it's irrelevant now, and especially since it's forced SeaWorld's hand. But because their hand has been forced, they are in fact, discontinuing the orca program. They don't have any, they don't do any breeding. There won't be any more orcas bred in captivity, and all the ones that they have now are all the ones that they're ever going to have when they pass away. When the last one that is there passes away, that'll be it. Yeah. But they can't release them into the wild. That's what people don't understand.
They can't.
The orcas that are at SeaWorld would not be able to survive in the wild. And the other thing people forget is, for the most part, nobody would care about orcas if it weren't for SeaWorld in the first place. That's how we all got introduced to these creatures when we were kids. And because of that, people care about these animals. So I think that, for the greater good of that species, SeaWorld has done a lot of really, really good things. All that we got sidelined to the SeaWorld discussion. And I don't think I have any news about SeaWorld. Do I have any news about SeaWorld for their Halloween stuff? Not yet.
It's a lovely place to visit.
Oh, I enjoy it. Oh,
we're pass holders.
So, just a quick update to the breaking news story that we had on Friday. You saw it a little bit here, and then we went over to thatparkplace.com and we talked about the property-wide power outage at Walt Disney World on Friday. It was nuts, right? Like,
I know why it happened.
Okay, so do you have? I haven't heard anything about why. What happened, Tom?
Yeah, I plugged in my Tesla in the wrong socket on the parking lot. Sorry.
Dang it, Tom.
Dang it, Tom. I thought you were going to have a real answer.
No, I had to be.
Yeah. As far
power
as
goes out all the time because of storms. It happens.
No, but not like that. Not at Disney World. Disney World has is supposed to have a ton of backup systems. If you've ever walked the utilidors, which I have, you know what's down there, and you know, like they have a whole banks of power.
Yeah, but if the maintenance that they do on everything else is any indication of what they're doing, cutting back on other places, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's my point. I mean, this shouldn't have happened, but because of current maintenance procedures, which are lacking, you had a massive power outage, over 45 attractions all down at once. The music not even playing at Epcot. And as far as I know, there has been zero word from Disney about this yet. Like, I don't think
they're not going to say nothing.
No. Well, I mean, I'm just surprised they've released no statement whatsoever, not even acknowledging that it happened. I mean, that is crazy to me. Yeah. Strings and pucks over here, he says.
Yeah, it brings up a good point.
I honestly want to see how the end of the Reedy Creek Powers lines up with all the electrical issues. Since they couldn't dictate their own rates, things have fallen apart. Yeah, I don't know. The other thing that I've been very, very curious about is that I knew where the two neighborhoods were that all of the city occupants or city residents lived for Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista. Basically, there were two trailer parks kind of thing. And I mean, we're not talking big trailer parks. We're talking about 9 or 10 trailer homes in each one. Each one was a circle. I know where they are. I know how to get to them, but I've never driven in there because, first of all, there's a sign on the road that says private access only. And if you drive back far enough, you're going to come to the security gate with a security guard that operates it. And I figured I probably don't want to deal with that. I mean, you can always go, I don't know how I got back here. The GPS led me back here. I'm trying to get to McDonald's. I'm lost. but I do know where they are. But my curiosity is, do people still live there? Because my understanding is that you kind of had to occupy the residence and live there full time in order to vote. But they were also all Disney cast members and employees for some job or another. Most of them, they were all chosen because they would all vote in line with whatever Reedy Creek wanted. And they kind of agreed to that ahead of time. You can go on the they used to have the city website for Lake Buena Vista, like the city and stuff. I don't know if I haven't tried in a long time to go on their websites and look, but you used to be able to like see the city planning, go on everything, and it was all public knowledge if you wanted it, but nobody cared. So but everybody voted the same way because they kind of had to. And there were like 45 or 47 total votes or something. I don't know.
It makes me wonder if some of that wasn't built into their contracts for renting or leasing or whatever that looked like.
Oh, they must have had it in such a way that it was worded to come off as legal, or at least looking legal at the time. However, now that we know what we know, it's very possible that none of it was legal ever. Like the whole situation. I think one of the reasons that DeSantis was able to dismantle it is because it was never, like when they actually investigated it, it was never legal. They just, for all the years that Disney did it, they kicked back so much money to the state and to the government and donated to both sides of the aisle so much that like nobody cared in the Florida governance. It was just when it was discovered what certain messaging Disney was trying to get out, specifically aimed towards children, and how that messaging goes against the normal nature of civilization and civility, that wasn't good for anybody in the state. You can see I'm trying to word this as carefully as possible. But yeah, there was legislation of the what was the legal name of the legislation? Parental
Parental Rights in Education.
Yes, Parental Rights in Education Act. Basically, that parents have the rights to know what their kids are being told in school. Everybody in the state wanted that. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle. Like everybody was for it. It was very, very well received by the voters in the state. And to have one entity like Disney being so vocally against it, and even within the Walt Disney Company, because I know since I worked there at the time, it was an extremely small minority, but a very loud vocal minority within the company that wanted that. And let me tell you, most of us cast members were so against what the company was doing at that time. It was a very, very challenging time to walk to, like you go into work and you literally had to walk on eggshells and be careful what you said.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Probably still is.
I'm sure it's worse today. I'm sure I can't imagine. Well, I know it's worse today because while I won't name names, I have plenty of cast member friends and acquaintances, and they tell me. So, whoa, look at this. We have got a $5 super for Go and Shogi. They should put a Reedy Creek tombstone in the Haunted Mansion. Oh, Go and Shogi, that caught me by surprise. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, here lies the benefits of Reedy Creek. We ran our mouths and that was bleak. Oh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. Go and Shogi. Oh, you get I think you get the big one for that.
He wins the water hose one.
Oh, if I had the water hose, that's a great one. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That was the best. I gotta bring it up again. I want to read it. Here lies the benefits of Reedy Creek. We ran our mouths, and now it's bleak.
That needs to go on a shirt or a decal or something. That's fantastic.
You need a shirt, it's a tombstone. It says Haunted Mansion.
Oh my gosh, Shogi, I'm stealing
Bob,
it.
A ghostly Bob and a ghostly Catherine Kennedy, and then have that stayed there.
It's going on.
It's house is underneath it.
I'm if I make any money off the shirt, I'll kick you back the $5. That'll be great. That's awesome, going Shogi. Oh my gosh! Wait, I'm gonna screenshot that. There we go. Oh, that is so clever. The people that go to Disney, they're like this.
So I think what happened is I went to Epcot. You can go around the whole world, and I had a couple in the Germany section, and I thought I went to China. Anyway, I'm a knucklehead.
Yeah, he's a knucklehead, all right. Oh my gosh, that was good. That was good, man. I
would wear that shirt. I would go to Disney for the day to wear that shirt.
I needed that laugh. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
What is it, Ron? We'll get 2 of those shirts printed up. We'll go walk around Disney Springs and see what the reception is, and then go to Disney.
That would be awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Let me send this link to somebody. Copy link. Jonathan, get over here. All right, there you go. Sorry, somebody's writing me. Oh golly, that one gave me a good laugh. Okay, let's get more news. What kind of news is it?
I have news. What type of news is it? Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad. Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way.
Yes, I can do that. Well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
The bad news in a good way.
Did they
Rivers
find
of America. What's that?
Did they find Hoffa?
Yeah. They may have. Rivers of America now
Excuse me.
fully drained at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Jimmy Hoffa's grave uncovered. This is by Cham Lee. I think this is the picture that I took before it was completely fully drained. As of late August 2025, the Rivers of America Magic Kingdom has been completely drained, clearing the way for the removal of the riverboat track and advancing construction of the new Piston Peak National Park land. I will say this. If anything, they definitely are naming the new land appropriately, calling it Piston Peak. And they may be calling it Piston. I'm sure it probably pissed a lot of people off. Yeah. There's the BioReconstruct. BioReconstruct has this out of X. Aerial look at a former Tom Sawyer's Island. Rivers of America is being drained. Kind of like my heart of all of its blood at this point in time. It's just ridiculously sad. God. This marks a significant milestone in the park's transition from waterway operations to themed expansion. According to a recent update, crews have drained the final remaining water from the river and have begun removal of the Liberty Bells guide track. The full exposure of the riverbed allows access to mechanical infrastructure that was previously submerged. Oh, I cannot wait to learn what they find that blocks them from construction or causes delays. Closure and redevelopment. The decision to drain rivers follows the permanent closure of Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, the Liberty Square Riverboat on July 7th, 2025. Disney undertook this step to accommodate its largest ever expansion, replacing these classic attractions with a Cars-themed area called Piston Peak National Park. Since its closure in early July, the waters have slowly drained with a more intentional effort in the last few weeks. As all of the magic drains out of the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, welcome to Piston Peak. There it is. There's the concept art.
You know what?
Yeah, what?
It's not an expansion. It's a deconstruction and reused of
just
perfectly good stuff.
Well, and let me tell you, one of the reasons I have zero faith in this has to do with Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios, at the time, I was looking at it. It was 2015. I was working there. I remember them saying, "Hey, this is your last shift at it was a DVC at the backlot DVC location." So we had a DVC location just over by the entrance of the backlot tour, and they were getting ready to close it down. 2015. Worked the location for the last time. Worst part of it, like. We at DVC, we hated it at the time because that was one of our high booking locations. Everybody loved that location. People book like crazy out of that location. And of course, people book like crazy out of that location because it was, that was the signature attraction at a Hollywood Studios park. It was the backlot tour of a studio. It was the only thing that actually was keeping the park in theme at the time. So they had, the Lights, Motors, Action Show. The park, people even at that time were questioning the park's whether it had a cohesive theme or not, but it really did have a studios theme back then. You had the behind the scenes stunt show for Indy. You had the stunt show of Lights, Motors, Action, which was one of the best shows Disney has ever done. And we loved going to that. I couldn't get enough of that show. I love Lights, Motors, Action. That show was freaking awesome. Did you ever go to that, Jess or Tom?
Oh yeah, we went all the time, and our boys loved it. It was so much fun.
I mean, and you had so many stunts in it because you had motorcycle action, you had car action, you had fire. They actually set a guy on fire during that show. It was awesome. Like,
how often can you say that?
No, I mean, it was so cool because it was the one time when you were there and you kind of actually felt like you were in Hollywood, like you were seeing that. And between that and the backlot tour, it was like, this is cool. This is like how a studio park should be. And I don't know why they thought that idea was waning, because every single time I went to Lights, Motors, Action, that stadium was filled.
Oh yeah.
So they were going to initially keep all of that there and do Galaxy's Edge in the parking lot area where they're now putting the Monsters ride. That's where it should have been. And it unfortunately, plans changed, and Kathleen Kennedy came in. The whole thing got ruined. Since that time, I have realized Disney lost the knowledge of how to expand, and they now only know how to destroy and replace with lesser, because that's what keeps happening. Outside of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, the only thing they seem to do is destroy and place with something that is just not as good. I mean, these are beloved.
I'm looking at this map, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at where the water flows down. I'm looking where it goes. Where's it draining to?
I have no idea. I mean,
they got two waterfalls. Broccoli Mountain type thing.
Does it just recirculate? Maybe.
That's behind that is Broccoli Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. So
yeah, so I'm just looking at it from that picture. It looks like it's going down, but
you know what? I don't think it's going down at all. Now that I'm looking at it, all right. So where the chalet is, I think that's still on the area that would be Tom Sawyer's Island now. And now that I'm looking at it, I realize actually the outside area on the left is the same footprint as the current Rivers of America.
Mm-hmm.
So they must be planning on using that waterway that's already there somehow.
There's got to be a recirculation or a drainage someplace that they can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because currently it goes in a circle, and they don't have it. I don't know. I don't know. It's really interesting because so I'm seeing it kind of come up, come around. It doesn't go all the way back around to where the rivers used to be. This is just the initial circle of it. I don't know. I have no idea. That's weird. Just looking at it, right, like that. It's hard to tell what they're going to do with it. It says. The story goes on to say, with the water fully cleared, Imagineers and construction crews are actively removing the track and infrastructure from Liberty Bell's former path. The absence of water has made visible elements like the trough and rail system that guided the riverboat clear for dismantling. Why it matters? The draining signifies the irreversible loss of a long-established scenic feature of Magic Kingdom. It also indicates a major shift in land use from immersive, landscape-based storytelling to immersive, themed entertainment. Whereas Walt had imagined areas dedicated to different themes, recent shifts in the Walt Disney Company have led to more areas dedicated to specific movie franchises. Here is the picture from Evan Patel out of X, completely drained. Oh, yep, this hurts.
It's mucky.
Muckety muck.
Well, it's been wet for 50 years.
It's true.
Well, that and it's constantly raining lately. I mean, it's what a horrible. I mean, they also picked the absolute worst time of the year to do this. They should have waited until they should have at least waited until winter. I don't know why they did it this time of year. It's weird. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Pandora represent this new approach in the Walt Disney World, whereas Frozen and Lion King areas are currently underway in Disneyland Paris. Cars Piston Peak in the Magic Kingdom represents a newer strategy that focuses on a franchise instead of something more universal as Walt had originally created. It goes on to talk about the public reaction sentiment, and we kind of know what that's been. This has not been well received. There are very, very few people that I have seen that are excited about this. When I post about it on X, I will get 30, 40 comments that are against it, and a couple people trying to pretend like Disney can't do any wrong. and they're not even really pixie dusters. They're just apologizers, apologetics, whatever they call that. Yeah. Goodbye to the Magic Kingdom. Hello to Disney Six Flags. What else up, 40s Mandalorians? Good to see you in the chat. 40s Mandalorian. That's a cool name. Yeah, good to see you in here. Yeah, so it's just another thing that unfortunately I see Disney doing a lot more destroying than they are creating, and I am concerned because, well, had they put Piston Peak behind Big Thunder Mountain, if they would have taken part of the Rivers of America and they would have kept Tom Sawyer's Island and rethemed it to something else, just the first part of the island, not the part where you cross over the bridge and go to the fort. They could have gotten rid of that part, just kept the first part of the island. Maybe there's a lunch thing there, whatever. But I think that would have been really, really cool if they would have kept that as a frontier storytelling place and had like a little show over there. Because you go over there, they could watch, they have a playground. Families could have a place where they could picnic, and they could do a show where they spin tall tales about the Old West. And as part of those tall tales, one of those things could have been ghost stories, and there could have been a tunnel path or some secret path that would have led to Villain's Land. And I think that would have been so cool. Now, on the other side of that, when you cross the bridge, the bridge would have been gone, and that's where they could have built Piston Peak in the Cars Land. And then the flow would have made more sense. Okay, so now you have the early frontier and Big Thunder Mountain and the Old West, and how that Old West led into the storytelling that would eventually be Cars. But Cars is not frontier. Cars is in the freaking 1950s. So it doesn't make it makes no thematic sense. And they were trying to excuse it by saying, oh, well, we're talking about a new frontier. But you're not. You're erasing American history. And that, I believe, is on purpose.
Anything Cars related fit in Hollywood studios, where they put all the other Pixar stuff, animated stuff. I don't think that it should have been just shoehorned in here because they wanted to get rid of the real frontier. Yeah.
I think it all has to do with the Stories Matters group and them thinking that, oh my gosh, there's gonna be there's probably out of the 50,000 people we get here a day, 2 might be offended. And we can't have that. We can't offend those 2. So we'll get rid of Americana, and instead we'll offend the other 49,998.
Yep.
That's okay.
I'm offended that they're not offended.
Yeah, so am I.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. So a personal story about Tom Sawyer's Island from me while I was working. You'll love this.
One time at band camp.
My throat is dry. I was working at a restaurant. I'm not even going to say which one at Disney, but I was working at one of the restaurants that I've worked at. And a guest asked for my manager. It had nothing to do with the meal. Not a thing. She just wanted to let my manager know about her horrible experience that day at the Magic Kingdom. She couldn't believe that on Tom Sawyer's Island, which, by the way, is about the book Huckleberry Finn and the adventures of Huck Finn and all of that, right. She couldn't believe that there was a sign that said Injun Joe's Cave. How dare they
literally
use
from the book.
Horribly offensive. I can't believe they're still using that horribly offensive dated term, Injun. I'm like, let me tell you, because I was at work, how much I had to refrain from wanting to punch my own guest.
Yeah, I would have looked at her and said, "You need to get and get out."
Yeah. Now, fortunately, she wasn't talking to me. She didn't address it to me. She addressed it to my manager, and the manager is like, "Oh goodness, we're so sorry. We'll make a note of that, and I'll pass it on to the people that have the part." Yeah. So that's how that was handled. But it was so I couldn't believe it.
Good.
I'm like, obviously, the worst part of it is being there at the job. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. It's like, do you not understand the historical significance of the book? Do you not understand that actually gives you a learning opportunity to tell your children this is not up here because we're trying to say that Native Americans should be called this. This is up here to show that people at that time were not well educated. I mean, you can have those things up and have them be used as a learning experience, for goodness sake. It's just ridiculous. And I'll tell you that I would what it makes me want to do is go sit in a Disney restaurant and complain during the month of June and say, hey, I'm really offended because there was this flag that represents a certain type of behavior that really should be restricted to the privacy of one's bedroom. And my kids had to see that, and I had to explain what that was. And I don't appreciate that. I think you should take that out of the parks because I'm offended.
Yeah.
How about that? What do you think, Tom?
Do we really want to buy tickets in June to go there? No.
It'll be really interesting to see how they handle the month of June in Disneyland Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to hear much of that out there.
I think that's a park I'd probably go to.
It'll be interesting when there's so many things that I'm wondering how they're going to handle in that park with their culture and how that culture is going to interact with Disney culture, because there are parts of that culture and Disney culture that absolutely butt heads. So really, really curious. Trying to see if we got anything else on the docket today. Let me take a quick look. While I'm taking a look, I will put this on the screen. Again, I got to thank Go and Shogi for this. This is just so hilarious. Here lies the benefits of Reedy Creek. We ran our mouths and now it's bleak. So while I'm checking to see if we got anything else on the docket for today, let's celebrate. Let's have our lovely long celebration. The one that I know is my wife's favorite. My beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley. She loves this one. Here we go.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Oh, this is so nice. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
Celebration time. Trying to see how they celebrate. Thank you guys for celebrating with us. All right, we've got one more final story to get on the screen. And I do want to let people know out there, we are having a membership drive right now. It was on a different show, but somebody brought this to my attention the other day. And I thought that our membership was like up over 50. And I looked and I'm like, we have dwindled down. The channel only has 22 members currently, but when we reach 100 members, I am giving this guy away. This is the popular Figment popcorn bucket that people waited in line 8 hours to get in the year 2022, I believe it was. Anyway, I'm giving that away when we get to 100 members of the channel. So we actually got further away from that. So now the time that I'm giving away is further out. But when we get
tell you what, Ron, I'll help you. Besides your Figment, I'll give this with it.
Oh, the blue wrench is also being given away.
Oh,
so when we get to 100 members of the channel, everybody that's a channel member at that time will get an entry. People who have gifted will get an entry for every gifted membership they've given. And then also the level of membership that you are will also affect the number of entries that you get. So just to let you know, putting that out there, we have one last story to get on the screen, and this is somewhat breaking. It's not brand new, but I like the breaking animation, so I'm going to put it on. Here it is out of that parkplace.com. Bookmark it if you haven't done so yet. This is by our good friend. Actually, it's not our good friend. It's by me. By me, Ron E. Bradley.
You're a good friend.
Yeah, that's right. I'm friends with myself. I'm not as friendly with myself as Hermione Granger, but that's a whole nother story that we're not going to cover on this channel right now. It might get covered on Pro. I wonder if it will. Zootopia, Better Together, opening date at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So there it is. Disney has set an opening date for Zootopia, Better Together. That is really hard to say, by the way. It's because every time I say it, you just want to go better together, but it's not. Zootopia, Better Together at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World. The Tree of Life Theater at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park in Walt Disney World has been shuttered since St. Patrick's Day, with the last showing of It's Tough to Be a Bug on March 16th, 2025. It's Tough to Be a Bug was actually an opening day attraction, opening with the park on April 22nd, 1998. It marked a milestone in Disney Parks history as the very first representation of Pixar in the parks, and interestingly enough, was opened before the movie A Bug's Life, which didn't land in theaters until November 14th, 1997, a full 7 months after the attraction's debut. So if you were going to Animal Kingdom during that opening year, you actually got to see kind of a preview of what A Bug's Life, the movie, was going to be about as you went to this 4D attraction in the park under the Tree of Life. This 4D movie exemplified the on-point theming of Disney in the 1990s as it took you under a tree. See, it took you under the tree to the abode of insects, where Flick, the ant, hosted the show and gave the audience a bug's point of view, including tactile elements such as water mist or the feeling of creepy critters moving under your seat. If you've ever been there, you know, like at the end, like it feels like there's bugs moving under your tush. It was a fun show, well-themed, and while the insect elements bugged a few people, it was well received by the vast majority of audiences. However, with A Bug's Life now nearly 3 decades old, the popularity of a much newer Disney franchise growing, the powers that be felt it was time for a replacement, and Flick and his insect friends have been evicted from their home, making way for a more fantastical property to move in. From Flick to Nick and Hopper to Hops. Unlike A Bug's Life, Zootopia was produced by Disney Animation Studios and was released into theaters March 4th, 2016, to overwhelming praise by general audiences and critics alike. So it's not a Pixar. Zootopia is not Pixar. Zootopia is actually Disney Animation itself. So I'm sure Disney is happy to get something that's specifically Disney into the park. With a 98% critic score and a 92% audience score in Rotten Tomatoes, Tomatoes and a worldwide box office gross of over $1 billion. Zootopia is an undeniable hit with a sequel scheduled for a November 26, 2025 box office release. Due to the popularity of the franchise, as well as the current up-to-date timing, it's no surprise Disney wanted this intellectual property represented somewhere in the park. So, of course, they opened Zootopia Land in Shanghai, China, in 2023. However, at that time, nothing Zootopia related had been announced for the domestic parks. This changed to Destination D23 with an initial reveal at the 2023 Expo and a more detailed announcement at the 2024 Expo. Zootopia Better Zoogether would replace It's Tough to Be a Bug in 2025. So, Zootopia Better Zoogether gets an opening date on August 21st, 2025. Disney made the announcement for the opening date of Zootopia Better Zoogether at the Tree of Life Theater. The new 4D experience will open on Friday, November 7th, 2025. While they have not been announced yet, there will likely be cast member and annual pass holder previews of the show prior to its public debut. While the original Zootopia is now 9 years old, this opening date, similar to its predecessor, sees its debut prior to the release of Zootopia 2, which hits theaters November 26th. So it's kind of being used like as advertisements. The details are fuzzy. I'm not going to go into the rest of the story. You can read that on That Park Place, but basically it's about this thing they call Zoogether Day that takes place in the city of Zootopia. And it's going to be, I don't know. I think it sounds like a kumbaya. Everybody's coming together, and I don't really know how they're going to do it. The thing about, I understand why they want it on the one hand. The other hand, I'm like, how do you go from what makes sense, insects under a tree, theming wise, to a fantasy world of animals? Animal Kingdom is supposed to be about
getting one thing, Ron.
What?
You're getting one thing. What has Disney done lately that actually made sense?
No, I'm not forgetting that. It doesn't make sense. That's my point. I mean, theming wise, the only thing that makes sense about it is, of course, Disney wants to shove IP where they shouldn't shove their IP.
Yeah.
I don't mind Zootopia having like a 3D movie somewhere. It kind of seems like it maybe doesn't belong there in that particular theater because of where the theater is located and specifically the connection between insects and the Tree of Life. So they're getting rid of that. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I think they're losing track of the stories of the attractions as they were in their original form, that they keep coming in and either changing or ripping out. And that's what we're seeing here. Like, I don't think there's an understanding of what the purpose was to begin with of the tree.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I know you say you went to Magic Kingdom just that one day. Mm-hmm. When was the last time you were at Animal Kingdom?
2020.
Oh, so there must have been nobody there.
No, it was extremely super duper dead. We were there. It was like the first week of February, and like we knew about the goof, but we didn't know that it had gotten to us yet at that point. We actually all ended up with it after visiting the most magical place.
That's not a surprise. Yeah. Okay, so you were there, but you were there before the closures happened, so everything was still kind of going. But February is usually some quiet downtime. The reason I asked, I went back. I took my older son, during the reopening period, and I was a cast member, so we got in for free. And at the time, I'm telling you, it was like obviously the sucky part was wearing a mask everywhere. That was just stupid and pointless because it didn't work, but that was beside the point. However, I will say this. There's a couple of things I like. I like staying 6 feet apart from my next party, no matter what. And there is a phrase that we hear again now that went away then that I wished would have stayed away forever. And that is, please fill in all available spaces. I'm like, that could have gone away forever and I would have been perfectly happy with that. But it was so interesting because we got to go on Flight of Passage in Pandora with no wait 3 times in a row. Could have gone on it 5 or 10 times in a row. Would not have mattered. We're just circling around. That part of it was amazing. Every attraction that was open and available, no line whatsoever. It was awesome. And had a blast. There's like I figured we might never ever see the parks that dead again. However, there have been some times this year when it's almost
Never
felt
say
like
never.
that. I know it's if Disney keeps doing what they're doing, I think there's a very good chance that we'll see the parks at least certain days of the year operating.
You might see a giant Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That would be a really big one because Disney World is 40 square miles large.
They can fit all the inventory for all the stores from the rest of the year. Bring it back there. There you go.
Spirit Halloween Land.
Yep.
Oh boy. Don't give them any ideas.
Oh, they'd have to
I'd go get a
sell out
job there
completely.
then.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, Zootopia better together. It is coming. It's going to focus on this weird holiday thing. It says Zootopia Day is a quote citywide celebration of unity across Zootopia's diverse districts and biomes. So I definitely worry about the messaging that they're going to be putting forth. You know, perhaps I wrote this. I said perhaps it's all just family-friendly fun, but with a question mark. Let's hope Disney has created a brand new show with universal appeal as opposed to messaging that may ostracize a hefty portion of the potential audience. Regardless, it misses the mark on theming. While it was easy to understand insects making their home under the Tree of Life, there's no thematic reasoning for the world Zootopia to exist under the tree, and some guests may consider that element as inferior to the previous It's Tough to Be a Bug. Regardless, Zootopia Better Together arrives November 7th, and that Park Place will have a full review as soon as we've had the opportunity to see it for ourselves. That is true. I'm hoping that I might get some type of an early entrance to go and see it, but I don't know.
You want to do that to yourself?
I it's my job. It's my job. I mean, although I will say this, I still haven't watched The Acolyte. I watched Ironheart. Oh my god.
Hush.
I watched Ironheart.
So did I.
Oh,
I watched it with Lorena.
That's awful. It was so bad. And you know, it's funny because not only was Ironheart bad, but it was if anybody was a fan of DC, it was exemplified how bad it was by DC doing that type of character correctly. I think her name was Starlight or Starlighter, but she was the daughter in Superman and Lois. She's the daughter of Steel. So remember the movie with Shaq?
Yeah.
Okay, so the character of that movie, Steel, is one of the main characters in Superman and Lois throughout the entire run of the series.
Yes.
And his daughter, Natalie, she becomes, I think she's Starlight. But the way her character is portrayed, same type of a character.
Yeah, she takes his suit and builds one.
Teenage genius, builds a better suit than her dad, but she builds it also under his tutelage. So it's not like she's dishonoring him. She's just going, hey, I learned from you, and then I upgraded. And I think the character was just handled very well. And maybe out of the context of Ironheart, I would have thought differently. But because I'd already seen Ironheart first before I went back and watched Superman and Lois, I was like, oh, that's what they were trying to do, or maybe trying to do with Ironheart. And instead, they ended up with, hi, I'm signing a deal with the devil. Like, literally, the very last episode, she actually signs a deal with Mephisto.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I mean, her whole thing is, how can I become a criminal? Use this technology to help my evil team steal money from big corporations and maybe let them get away with killing a guy and maybe off one myself. Like, it's the whole thing.
It was all just a bad message.
It was so horrible. I mean, like, I was like surprised. I expected
maybe they're setting it up so that's the new big baddie.
I don't know, but I expected Ironheart to be bad. I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was. And the only reason I wanted to watch it was for the character of the Hood, who could potentially be much more interesting, but I think they only gave him his full powers and full conversion in one very brief, like 5-second scene of what the Hood, like the thing that he's supposed to transform into.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to have seen more. Anyone, hey Long Raw, good to see you. Anyone seen the new movie in production called Hexed? The one that they talked about at D23, which is about witches. Long was saying it looks like an Elio 2.0. Well, I haven't seen very much about it. I read a snippet about it today, and the thing that I saw is people were complaining. They were saying, well, wait a second, I thought Disney was trying to get veer away from anything magic because they didn't want to put Dr. Facilier in Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But that was voodoo, and it was a specific thing that they wanted to avoid, the idea that voodoo might have certain connotations to a certain demographic audience that could come across as offensive. So there you go. Dan's Life of the Kingdom says, sorry, I'm late working. No pink on the castle. No pink on the castle. Are you saying you don't want pink on the castle? Or are you saying they're taking the pink off the castle? Because if they take the pink off the castle and go back to the regular colors, I'd be very happy with that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And then Long Rose says, no, the synopsis is just another mom and son story. So, yeah, I don't know. I have. We're gonna see Elio here at home when it comes out on Disney Plus. We'll watch it and see what it ends up being. But I just haven't heard anything good about it from literally anybody who's seen it. So, yeah. Oh, okay. No more peek on the cast. So they just announced that they're bringing back the original back. That's good. At least, hey, that's one good thing to come out of D23. So, hey, we have some good news. Yay. I'm trying to see if I have well, the reason we love it when we hear good news is because most of the time it's all about
Lowered expectations.
as long as your expectations low, the announcement of a castle losing its pink is happy. Oh, golly. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here today. Yeah, no Dreamlights. They're not bringing the Dreamlights back. Yeah, I probably Nemo. Nemo was a good father-son dynamic. The Goofy movie was a long time ago. Hercules, I'm not so sure about, but Nemo was a good father-son dynamic. Yeah, just put the Christmas lights back on. I'm telling you, those lights were amazing. You know what? There's always one thing they did wrong with the Dreamlights show, and that is this. When they had the Dreamlights on and they had the show featuring Elsa from Frozen, there's one thing that they always did wrong that really bothered me. It's Cinderella's castle. It's not Elsa's castle. So I always thought, why don't they have Cinderella come out at the very beginning of this show and in a very nice way say, Elsa, thank you for being here. I would love you to transform my castle for Christmas. And with whatever clever writing for the story, at least have Cinderella introduce Elsa and then do the magic and then convert the thing to Christmas. I think that would have been better. But we shall see if they ever do anything like that because the projections are cheaper. They're just much, much, much cheaper. What do they call it? 3D mapping. It's very cheap unless you're using the 3D mapping yourself when you purchase a wedding cake from Disney, which can be like $40,000 or something like that. Like, I don't know. The weddings and wedding cakes and all that stuff that they do at Disney are crazy priced. Tom, what do you got going on for people that are watching you out there on YouTube?
Oh, right now, just stream hopping. I might try to film some rocket stuff. I got to check schedules. But That's it. Just stream hopping right now, swinging a wrench around, and remember, if you get Ron to 100 members, you'll get the blue wrench plus his
That's
popcorn.
Right. Plus
the popcorn bucket.
The Figment popcorn. You can display them together.
You can put this in its mouth, and they'd be like,
one little spark of inspiration.
be like a Figment wrench, a Figment moderator.
Figment moderator. That's right. And Jess, tell us about your channel, where people go and Shogi's got your link. Tom's link is in the chat. Jess, tell us about Jess Hart's Theme Parks.
Yeah, so lots of spooky season content coming up, despite my nerves about going to the events. But you'll probably get to see me get startled repeatedly. So if that's your thing, we've got you covered. Also, just kind of a side plug, I do have an Etsy shop and a Spreadshirt shop. It's all in like one linked thing over on Beacons. So if you ever want to check that out, I do have some theme park themed stuff like jewelry and stuff out there. So I appreciate it. If you guys want to take a look at it.
Cool. I'll get Go and Shogi the links. You can send me the links privately, and then I'll send them over to Go and Shogi, and you can always put them up during the show. So. And there is your link for your channel, Jess Hart's Theme Parks. Please go subscribe to Tom. Go subscribe to Jess. Follow Bradley's Fun. We have, hopefully the month of September is really, really busy. Now that I've got my schedule good, where I'm doing this show on Sundays, and this show can go for possibly as much as 3 hours. I would love to get to the point where we are running this and we're doing it right into Valiant Renegades show. Now tonight on WDW Pro has a show at 10 p.m. I don't know if I will be there, but it's not at all impossible that I might. Oh, there's the Beacons link. There you go. For Jess, and so check that out. And all of our friends at that Park Place and T3PO and Drunk 3PO and Park Hoppin' and everywhere, we give each other hugs. We lift each other up. But anyway, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Go and Shogi again for the 5. And I think before we leave, that definitely at least deserves one more little celebration with our good friend Culture. Oh gosh, and thank you to my beautiful wife Virginia Bradley Adventures. Also go subscribe to her channel. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. We plan on being back tomorrow at 8 p.m. I don't know if there's a pro show tomorrow night. There might. Do you know, Tom, if there's maybe? Yes. Why am I not? I'm not hearing Tom. He's probably saying.
I don't think he's doing one tomorrow. I think he's doing it tonight.
Okay, that's what I thought. I plan on being back tomorrow. I plan on being back tomorrow, regardless. Just keeping myself with the same schedule, and then he probably will go back to the regular Mondays and Wednesdays. I think that's what I speculate. But normally we are Mondays 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. leading into the pro show at 10 p.m. Wednesdays 8 to 10 p.m. leading into the pro show at 10 p.m. on Wednesdays. And then here we follow T3PO Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. And they're on until 3:15, and we start at 3:15. Hello, Bud Files. Good to see you.
Usually on Sunday night, I go on with Lorena. Usually.
Yes, and sometimes I'm there too with Lorena at typically 8:30.
Yeah,
it's the Florida Man show. Yep. Some of the stuff we have in the Florida show is hilarious, and I got to reach out to Matt. I haven't talked to him in a while, Matt Ackney, about the Two from the Lou, which was basically just a St. Louis centric show. It's weird with you two because you got to figure out what what catches on. You know, my YouTube compatriots know. But anyway, all of you watching out there, thank you so much for being a part of the show, being a part of the family, being a part of the community. We love you guys. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. And until next time, we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop.